Hello, good evening, everyone. This is a regular business meeting of the Augusta City Council. Today is Thursday, July 16th, 2026, and we begin our meetings with a Pledge of Allegiance followed by a moment of silence. Please join. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we've missed you all very much. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been together over the holiday. So let's get right back into it, and I'll try to remember how this goes. First, tonight is a public hearing. The subject of the public hearing is the tax increment financing for the Kids Count Child Care Facility Project. And this is how it'll go. Having described the purpose of the public hearing is to obtain testimony about the designation of the district and the application for approval to the state. You'll hear testimony from staff, the applicant, and any persons wishing to speak for, against, and neither for nor against. If you choose to testify, please come to the podium, identify yourself, and speak clearly and directly into the microphone. First, we'll hear from staff. If there's any remarks that they'd like to make, then I invite the applicant to make any comment on their application if they'd like. Then open it up to those who like to speak in favor, then those who would choose to speak in opposition, and finally, anybody who would like to speak neither for nor against. And then conclude with the applicant once again, if there are anything that the applicant would like to add. With that, Mr. Luke.
Good evening, Mayor. Again, I'm Keith Luke. I'm the city's Economic Development Director. I think what we'll do tonight in the public hearing format is I'll introduce Pauline, and she'll describe her business and her project, and then I will return and walk you through the mechanics of the tax increment financing plan.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Pauline Chase. I own Kids Count Childcare in Augusta. I currently own two centers, one on North Belfast Avenue and one on the Ward Road. My project is at 2260 North Belfast Ave, so we have broken ground. Started some of the groundwork, and what I will be doing is putting in a center for 120 kids, and then hopefully eventually expanding to 180 soon, but later on at the same time. I've done childcare since 2006 in Augusta, and I also worked for the Augusta School Department, so I have a lot of history and grew up in Augusta myself, so this project means everything to me. So.
At this point, do councilors have any questions? No? Keith?
You can stay here in case you have questions. Thank you, Pauline. I want to walk the council through the financial terms of what we're being asked to vote on tonight. This is a 30-year TIF district on a single parcel. That's map 6, lot 66 on North Belfast Avenue. The property is currently assessed at $40,000, and when the facility is complete, the assessor projects that value at $730,000, generating an annual tax increment of approximately $10,500 on the increased assessed value. The credit enhancement agreement we're proposing will run for only 10 of those 30 years. And during that period, both the city and Pauline would receive about $5,200 a year. That is $52,000 over to the applicant over the life of the agreement. After year 10, the city keeps the full increment for the remaining 20 years. That's approximately $210,000. In addition, in additional revenue dedicated to economic development programming right here in our department. Pauline's original design, as she'd mentioned, called for 180 children. Requirements for an expensive traffic study brought that number down to 120. The 10-year window on this agreement is intentional. It gives her a real financial incentive to grow back toward that original vision while the CEA is still in place. Any expansion she undertakes during that period will be covered under the same financing plan. The new value it generates will become part of the district, and beginning in year 11, that additional income will flow entirely back to the city as well. The reason for the 30-year district rather than the 10-year district is straightforward. Without sheltering, Maine's funding formulas, educational aid, revenue sharing, and county taxes effectively redirect 2/3 of every new tax dollar a project generates away from the city. The TIF district shields that revenue for the full term of the TIF. The TIF committee voted unanimously to recommend approval. Staff recommends adoption of the district and the development program and authorization for the city manager to execute the credit enhancement agreement with Pauline and PMB Properties. I'm here for questions.
Questions from councilors? All right. Thank you, and thank you, Pauline. And then let's open it up for further comment or testimony. Is there anybody here who wishes to speak in support of the project? Hearing none. Anybody who wishes to speak in opposition to the project? Is there anybody that'd like to testify neither for nor against? All right, hearing none again, once again. Keith or Pauline, either one of you want to have any final comments? No? All right. If there's no further testimony from anyone, close the public hearing. What will happen next is that this will appear soon on our agenda as an order, to authorize moving forward with the TIF district. And we'll have another opportunity for public comment as well as a council vote a little bit later on. All right, with the public hearing behind us, let's move next to the consent agenda. Madam Clerk.
26-097, City Manager, Bureau of City Clerk. Be it ordered that the minutes of the City Council regular business meeting held June 18th, 2026, submitted by the City Clerk's office, be hereby approved.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? Hearing none. 26098.
26-098, City Manager, Bureau of Audit. Be it ordered that the roll of accounts for June 2026 in the amount of $7,966,501.98 be hereby approved.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? Hearing none. 26099, please.
26-099, Mayor O'Brien. Be it ordered that Sarah Sachs be hereby reappointed to the Augusta Housing Authority, said term to expire July 6, 2031.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? Mr. Mays.
Mayor, City Council, my name is Norman Mays, and I'm the Executive Director of the Augusta Housing Authority, and I wanted to speak in favor of Sarah Sachs' reappointment to the Housing Authority. Sarah has served the Housing Authority for the past 10 years, and the board and myself are grateful for her service and for her willingness to serve for another 5-year term.
Thank you. Other questions? Hang on, we'll have another one promptly. 26100, please, Madam Clerk.
26-100, Mayor O'Brien. Be it ordered that Sarah Fifield be hereby reappointed to the Augusta Housing Authority, said term to expire July 6, 2031.
Again, we've got public comment, and I take it you're probably here in support of that reappointment as well.
Yes, I'm speaking in favor of Sarah Fifield being reappointed to the Housing Authority, and she was appointed last year to fill out the remainder of another's term, and has since been elected to the chair as chair of the Housing Authority. So the board and I are looking forward to working with her for a full 5-year term.
Again, I invite any questions from the council. Hearing none. Thank you. Still in public comment. Is there any other public comment with respect to 2699 or 100? Moving quickly next to new business orders and resolves, 26101, please.
26-101, Mayor and Council. Whereas the City of Augusta, the city, is authorized pursuant to Chapter 206 of Title 30A of the Maine Revised Statutes as amended to adopt a tax increment financing district and development program, and whereas the city has received a proposal from PMB Properties LLC, Kids Count Child Care LLC, Pauline Chase, owner-director, for the development of a new 8,024-square-foot childcare facility licensed for up to 120 children, representing approximately $2,277,625 in private investment located on Tax Map 6, Lot 66, 5.26 acres, east of 2256 North Belfast Ave. And whereas the city held a public hearing on the proposed Kids Count TIF District and Development Program in accordance with the requirements of 30A MRSA subsection 52261.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor Lind?
move to waive for the reading of item 26010 with consent.
Thank you. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion's adopted by unanimous consent. This is the companion order that follows the public hearing that we just had with respect to the TIF opportunity for Kids Count. Is there any public comment? All right, hearing none. Let's move next to 26102.
26-102. City Manager, be it ordered that the City Council does hereby grant approval pursuant to Title 15 of the Maine Revised Statutes annotated Section 5824, Section 3, and 5826, Section 6, to the transfer of $4,758.80 or any portion thereof to the Augusta Police Department on the grounds that the City of Augusta Police Department did make a substantial contribution to the investigation of the criminal case, namely United States versus Jency Perez.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? All right, hearing none. 26103, please.
26-103, City Manager, Bureau of City Clerk, be it ordered that the city clerk be hereby directed to prepare the necessary notice of election and ballots for a municipal candidate and referendum election to be held on Tuesday, November 3, 2026. Be it further ordered that nomination petitions shall be available beginning at least 100 days prior to Election Day and available from July 23, 2026 through September 1, 2026, and return to the city clerk's office no later than September 3, 2026.
Very good. Thank you. Is there any public comment? All right, hearing none, let's move to 26104, please.
26-104, City Manager, Bureau of City Clerk, whereas Title 21A, MRS, subsection 122.6 and 122.8 requires special evening hours for voter registration for 2 hours in the evening between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. on at least one of the 5 business days before an election, unless the municipal officers establish different hours. Now, therefore, be it ordered that the City Council does hereby establish voter registration hours to be Monday through Thursday from 7:15 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. with no special evening hours.
Is there any public comment? Hearing none. The next section of our agenda is old business ordinances being read for the second time and a vote required tonight. 26094.
26-094, Mayor and Council, Whereas the City Council requested that the Planning Board review and make a recommendation regarding specific amendments to the land use ordinance related to shelters, and whereas the Planning Board held 2 workshops and a public hearing on the topic, and whereas the Planning Board unanimously recommended these proposed changes. Now, therefore, be it ordained that the City Council amends the Augusta Land Use Ordinance as follows. Amend 300 Attachment 4, Table of Land Uses in the base zoning districts for shelter by adding CU in the corresponding rows, a row and columns for Riggsbrook Village, RBV, Rural River 2, RR2, Rural River, RR, Medical, MED, and Kennebec Locks, KL. Further amend the land use ordinance by creating a new section in Article 7, Special Use Standards as follows: 300-527.2 shelters. In addition to all of the requirements of this ordinance, shelters shall comply with the following standards. A, new construction for the creation of a shelter shall be on a lot of 0.5 acres or larger. B, side and rear setbacks from property lines for all new shelters shall be 50 feet. This standard shall not apply to shelters in existence prior to adoption of this section. C, fencing and/or appropriate planted buffer shall be installed parallel to any adjacent use within 200 feet of any newly constructed shelter facility. The fencing and/or planted buffer shall be designed and placed on the property to improve privacy and security. D, adequate outdoor lighting averaging 1.0 to 1.5 foot candles in areas directly around the shelter and in shelter parking lots shall be installed while meeting all other lighting requirements in this ordinance. The Planning Board may consider alternative lighting levels dependent on the site characteristics, but should take care to avoid overlighting a site. E, a designated smoking area shall be identified on the site plan and shall be adequately screened.
All right, thank you very much. This order has to do with land use changes related to shelters here in Augusta, including expanding the number of districts in which they can be considered as a conditional use, together with a series of 5 standards that the Planning Board will consider with respect to any applications. Is there any public comment? All right, hearing none. 26095, please.
26-095, Mayor and Council. Whereas the owner of tax map 80, lots 9, 9B, and 9C petitioned the city to rezone the parcels from Rural Village, RV, to Planned Development, PD, and whereas the Planning Board held a public hearing, voted to unanimously recommend the proposed rezoning after determining that it met all of the criteria in the land use ordinance for a rezoning. Now, therefore, be it ordained, the City Council hereby rezones tax map 80, lots 9, 9B, and 9C from Rural Village, RV, to Planned Development, PD, as shown on the attached map.
All right, thanks you. Again, this is up for a second read and a vote tonight on this proposed zoning change. Any public comment? Okay, hearing none. Next section on our agenda is new business. Ordinances being read for the first time. No vote required. 26105.
26-105, Mayor and Councilor Morris Polly. Whereas pursuant to the City Charter of the City of Augusta and 38 MRS Section 4356, the City Council has the authority to enact moratoria to prevent serious harm to the public health, safety, and welfare of its residents, and whereas the City Council finds that the establishment, expansion, or operation of hypodermic apparatus exchange services or programs, needle exchanges, by individuals or entities have significant public health, safety, and community impacts, and whereas the city's existing ordinances do not currently address or regulate needle exchanges and are inadequate to prevent serious public harm that may result from the establishment, expansion, or operation of needle exchanges in the city. And whereas the city council finds that a temporary moratorium is necessary to allow sufficient time for the city council, planning board, and city staff to review, evaluate, and if necessary, develop appropriate amendments to the city's existing ordinances to impose standards for permitting, location, and operation of needle exchanges. And whereas in the judgment of the city council and all of foregoing necessitates the adoption of a temporary moratorium in accordance with 38 MRS Section 4356. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Augusta that the following moratorium ordinance on needle
Mr. Mayor.
exchange.
Yes, Counselor Lynn?
Move to waive further reading of item 26105 with consent.
May I ask if there's any objection? Hearing none, the motion to waive further reading is adopted by unanimous consent. Hopefully, through the reading, you get the gist of what this moratorium is all about. I would invite Corporation Counsel maybe to talk a little bit about what it does and what it does not do.
Certainly. Thank you, Your Honor. So
I didn't let you know ahead of time that I was going to call on you, but I know you're well prepared.
it's okay. So the proposed moratorium ordinance would essentially just retain the status quo currently in the city of Augusta. Existing needle exchange operations would be continued to continue operating while the council, planning board, and city staff conferred and tried to identify appropriate regulations or ordinances to govern needle exchanges in the city moving forward. What would be prohibited would be the establishment of new needle exchange operations. So anybody who's not currently operating in the city of Augusta coming in and attempting to create a new needle exchange.
With that, let me turn next to public comment. And is there any public comment? All right, hearing none. We're going to come back to the communications. We'll come back to committee reports and the city manager's report. I will let you all know who are watching and in the room that we will entertain a motion to go into an executive session in a moment after communications. And then we have one final item on the agenda, which may be considered tonight, and that's 26107. You read that, please, Madam Clerk.
26-107, City Manager. Be it ordered that the city manager be and hereby is authorized to execute a settlement agreement and mutual release with Craft Power Corporation and to pay to Craft Power Corporation an amount not to exceed $50,000 to resolve threatened litigation relating to the installation of gas to energy equipment and related facilities at the Hatch Hill landfill, with such agreement to be in a form approved by Corporation Council.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? All right. Let's go back to the top of the agenda for council action on the various items that we've gone through for public comment, beginning with the 4 items on the consent agenda.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
It's been moved for passage by Councilor Lynn
Second.
and seconded by Councilor Mishu. Is there any discussion? Councilor Sinkowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to thank Norman Mays and both Sarahs for their continued dedication to the Augusta Housing Authority and the work that they've done throughout our city for the years that they've been there. Thank you for your service and continued service to the city.
Is there any further discussion? My thanks as well. If there's no further discussion, please vote.
Motion carries 7 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, the next item is 26101, which is the adoption of the district and development program for the Kids Count childcare.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Second, Mr.
Moved by
Mayor.
Councilor Lynn, seconded by I'm not sure. Counselor Gary Allen. Thank you. Is there a discussion? Counselor Lind?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I've voted on a lot of TIFs over the last 9 years, some very large, but I have to say this is probably one of the most meaningful that I have voted on for me. The direct impact on families and the workforce makes me smile when I see this. So thank you to the business owner, thank you to the staff and the TIF committee. This is a very, very good TIF to vote on. Appreciate it very much.
Counselor Sinkowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I echo Councillor Lynn's sentiments and want to particularly thank the staff for their creativity in working through this TIF. I think that this was really a collaboration between the business owner and our staff to find the solution that worked best for everyone involved, and this is highly mutually beneficial. It sounds like it will enable the business owner to expand in the ways that they had wanted to at the start of this new project, which is beneficial for you and hugely beneficial for the city of Augusta. So I am also very excited to be voting for this TIF tonight and thank everyone involved. I've been watching every time I drive by the work being done on the site. Can't wait to see what the building looks like eventually. Thank you.
Further from councilors? All right. Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries, 7 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, next under consideration, 26102.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
And that's
Second.
moved for passage by Counselor Lynn and seconded by Counselor Mishu. This is the approval to accept the transfer of certain dollar amounts to the police department in recognition of their contribution to the investigation of a criminal case. All right, that's more discussion than we'll probably hear about it. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries, 7 in favor, 0 opposed.
26103 is the order with respect to directing the clerk to issue ballots for the fall election referendum and
For
making
passage,
petitions
Mr. Mayor.
available. Moved by Counselor Lind,
Second.
seconded by Counselor.
That was literally a tie.
Flip a coin, Counselor Gary Allen.
All right. Thank you.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries, 7 in favor, 0 opposed.
26104 is the order with respect to the establishment of voter registration hours.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Moved by Counselor Lind, seconded by Counselor Mishu. Is there discussion? I hear none, so please vote.
Motion carries, 7 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, 26094 is the proposed land use changes in connection with shelters in Augusta.
Mr. Mayor, move for passage.
Moved by Counselor Gary Allen
Seconded.
and seconded by Counselor Lind. Is there discussion? Counselor Gary Allen.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. I want to again congratulate all of the staff and all of the council for the hard work that, and the planning board, and for all of the providers for the hard work that we have all put into getting this ready for a vote. It's been happening for 6+ months, and tonight we will be voting in the recommendations of the planning board related to shelters. It's one more step towards ensuring that all of our citizens will have a safe place to stay at some point. And I'm very excited to be able to vote on this tonight. So thank you all so much, and congratulations.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? All right, hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries, 7 in favor, 0 opposed.
26095 is the recommendation to rezone certain lots from rural village to planned development.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Counselor Lind
Second.
and seconded by Counselor Mishu. Is there discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries, 7 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, as we discussed, 26105, it's a first reading, so there's no vote required on that tonight. So that takes us to communications. Committee reports from anyone? Counselor Sinkowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just another reminder, nothing has changed in the couple of weeks that we were gone, but the opioid settlement funds task force is still planning on being on the agenda for the 23rd to bring forward our recommendations to the council for the council to then deliberate and decide what to move forward in funding. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions or comments for Counselor Sinkowitz in our committee? Counselor Gary Allen?
That's not a question, it's an announcement.
Hang on just a second. Are there any other committee reports? Okay. Announcements, Counselor Gary Allen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On behalf of the MURAP Access Center team, I just wanted to invite everybody and let you all know that the team will be holding a community cleanup this Saturday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The meet spot is at 47 Water Street. They are hoping to turn out the largest amount of people they have yet to honor the 107 people that the Access Center got into treatment or housing last year, and they're hoping to have spots to clean up all across the city in every ward. So if there are any counselors available or anyone in the public that wants to get involved in helping to make sure our community is safe and clean, they would love to see you at 47 Water Street at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Yeah.
Thank you. Are there other announcements? Is there a city manager's report?
Thank you, Ron. I just have 3 items. I just want to let everybody know that the meetings with KRT, our revaluation company, are underway. Those meetings are happening in the Learning Center. People can go to our website for that information, but they are moving right along, and people have signed up to have those. Secondly, a reminder that we extended our hours for the entire city center this week with the extension of 7:15 start time to 5:30 for all departments. As you recall, we had done that for the clerk's office and general assistants back in April, and now the rest of the departments are following suit. So the extended hours were from Monday till tonight, and will be closed tomorrow, the building here at City Center. And finally, there you'll see we've had a busy 4th of July celebrations and a lot going on. Our Parks and Rec crews, public safety, it was kind of all hands on deck. And I want to give them a shout out for all the great work that they did with Downtown Alliance and everybody else that was involved. It was a great holiday for everybody, safe, and I can report that everything went off without a hitch. A great fireworks display as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for the manager? Counselor Lynn?
Just construction on Bangor Street, I think, starts July 20th.
Yes.
And that's going to reduce that to 1 lane, I believe, for a while.
At times, yeah. I think there'll be a permanent, oh, you mean the final outcome?
No, just
Yeah,
during the construction.
The construction,
I think
yeah.
people should plan for some extra time on Bangor Street.
Yeah, thank you for that, Council. And Bangor Street's going to be a big one that will start on the 20th and last a while, but the other one, Ganniston Parkway, is happening, and you'll see a lot of construction happening downtown. So our paving season's in full swing, and you'll see a lot happening around the city. But Bangor Street is that congressionally directed funding, that big project that we've had in the works for a couple of years now. They'll start on Bangor Street, North Belfast Ave, and it looks like the roundabout will be next year that they'll work on. So
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, one other announcement I'd like to make before we move on our agenda is a communication that I received from the Maine Town, City, and County Management Association, which I've shared with the rest of the council. I'd like to share with everybody else within earshot. Dear Mr. O'Brien, on behalf of the Maine County, City, and County Management Association, it's my pleasure to inform you that Jared Mills has applied for and has been accepted as having met the professional development criteria of the MTCMA certification program. Jared is now one of the few certified town, city, or county managers in the state of Maine. The program represents Jared's commitment to public service and professional excellence. The city of Augusta can be proud to have its manager certified. So that's quite an achievement, and we're pleased that we have Jared working for us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
He didn't want one, so.
All right, with that, the chair would like to entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Mr. Mayor,
Counselor Lind,
I would move we head into an executive session for the purpose of real estate matters and pending potential litigation under the authority of 1 Maine Revised Statute, subsection 405, 6C and E.
so moved by Counselor Lind. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Counselor Gary Allen. Any discussion? Please vote.
Motion carries, 7 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right. As usual, the council will be retiring to conference room A, which abuts the city council chambers for our executive session. We will come out of the executive session to return to public session in anticipation that the council will take action on Order 26107. With that, we'll go into executive session. Thank you. All right, welcome back. The city council has finished its executive session. We're back in public session, back in council chambers, and we have one more item of business to consider, and that would be Order 26107.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Moved for passage by Councilor Lynn, seconded by Councilor Mishu. Is there discussion? I hear none, so please vote.
The motion passes, 7 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Lynn, and seconded by Councilor
Second.
Gary Allen. All in favor? Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you.